So guys, before we get started, don't forget we do have that amazing discount code thanks to Tier 0 Games going on right now. And all you have to do is put in ZW Games 5 to get 5% discount on your total order at tier0games.com. The links will be in the description below.
What's up YouTube, this is Joe from Z4 Games and I'm bringing to you guys, hopefully, one of my last layer of darkness profiles, but that is like a pure. So this is my take on a pure layer of darkness deck using new strategies that I've learnt over times of playing layer of darkness in many different forms. And so this build I'm really excited to share with you guys. It does a lot of gimmicks, but a lot of powerful gimmicks that will catch your opponent off guard if they're not known to how it works. So I'm going to run through the profile, considering a lot of stuff is pretty self-explanatory, but I will explain some of the new cards that and new strategies that I've implemented in. So first off, we're playing 2 copies of Darkest Diablos. We're playing 2 copies because 3 is, in my opinion, way too much. You don't need 3 copies of Darkest Diablos, but you play 2 because if they do get rid of one of them, something like Called by a Grave or DD Crow, you still have 1 in circulation. Then for the spicy tech, that's for the gimmick / engine, I'm playing 3 copies of Nebula Dragon and 1 copy of Galactic Spiral Dragon. These are to help implement not only rank 8 plays, but also easy way to get into Hieratic Seal of Heavenly Spheres, which if you've watched one of my Rocket profiles in the past, I think it was like a Rocket Crusader profile, I explained the combination between Hieratic Seal of Heavenly Spheres and Lair of Darkness, where if you have them in play, you can use Hieratic Seal to tribute your opponent's monster for cost to bounce one of their monsters. Which is a very powerful synergy, very powerful combination. And again, if your opponent doesn't know how that works, or that combo in general, they're going to get really caught off guard. There's also a fun gimmick in the extra deck, which if you do pull it off, like, that's fun, and you're going to probably, hopefully win that turn, which I'll explain later on, and needs to help go into that. Continuing with the Lair of Darkness, I'm playing 3 copies of Aran Wicked Warden. Not only your rota for Lair of Darkness, but also your consistency of like an upstart or a general search for your level 8s. I still play 1 Lilith though, just because we do play a lot of normal traps, and Lilith, after you do, considering a lot of your Nebula Dragon combo is a special summons, you're not going to use your normal summons, so you can still normal Lilith tribute herself off, set a trap. Or if you have Lair in play, you contribute your opponent's cards. So there's that synergy as well. This is probably the most expensive part of the deck I'm coming up to now, which turns it from not so much of a budget deck, but you don't have to play it. I still play the little mini chaos engine of 1 white dragon, Wyvern Buster, 1 black dragon, and 1 Starliege Cypher. I just play 1 of each. You don't have to play Starliege, but I like the Starliege just because it is consistency for your level 8 dragons as well as these 2. It also helps you get into your Heavenly Spheres as well if you needed. But I do like playing them in this build just because, again, it's consistency and dragon consistency to help go into your spheres. The last of the monsters, I'm playing 1 copy of Amorphage Goliath because you do tribute your Hieratic Seal. You can then just summon a Goliath, and if they can't get over it, or if they wasted their normal summon, they can't punch over it, they're not going into their extra deck, which can stun them for a little bit, and sometimes a little bit is all you need. Moving on to spells, you got to play. I play 3 copies of Lair of Darkness. You can drop this down to 2 and put in a Terraforming. I don't play Terraforming because I play 2 copies of Demise of the Land because I do like using Lair of Darkness as sort of a trap card, and I think that's one of the best ways to play Lair of Darkness, because if you, unless you're playing something like Infernoid, obviously, but which then you just slap Lair of Darkness in general. But you can do this in this build, in this deck, but I do like having the option of Demise of the Land, so if you don't draw into your Lair of Darkness, you can still make your Hieratic Seal, set Demise and maybe some traps, and then pass on to your opponent. Once they special zone, you can go flip Demise and Land, play Lair of Darkness, now Hieratic Seal Tribute, go off and disrupt them. I do play though. Yes, I do play one copy of Mystic Mine though. If you're playing Demise of the Land, you play Mystic Mine just because you know Mystic Mine can stop your opponent, stun them, and then your main boards are like one monster board. So like, if you have the Mystic Mine on field, you're not too like hindered pretty much. So Mystic Mine can just like stun your opponent for just a good enough time. For consistency, I play 2 trade-ins and 1 Allure Darkness. We play a lot of level 8s, so I'm going with trade-in over Allure. So if you wanted to, you can alternate them, or you can just play a second Allure in general. I do play 1 copy of Foolish Burial and 2 copies of Dragon Shrine. We play a lot of dragons that we want to put in the graveyard, mostly the Diablos and the Galactic Spiral, so these will help dump those to graveyard. Playing 1 copy of Monster Reborn and 2 copies of Rival the Dragon. Return of the Dragoners. We play a lot of level 8 dragons, so Return of the Dragoners not only helps us continue with our plays, but also helps us in the case that we can just use this as a protection. And I do play 1 rank up Magic Barion's Force. This can be the 7th one, and you can probably guess who's in my extra deck. Maybe, we'll see. But there's a lot of targets for Barion's Force. But I do play the Barion's Force for that rank up play. Moving on to traps, we're playing 3 copies of Guard Dragon Cataclysm. Probably like one of the best trap cards in the deck, just because you can either tribute your Heretic Seal after you use your seal to tribute their monsters, which then pops 2 more cards with the Cataclysm while also getting you Goliath. If you manage to pull that off, you removed 4 monsters from their board, essentially 2 from the Heretic Seal and 2 from the Cataclysm, and then you get a Goliath afterwards, like your opponent's not doing anything. So this is a very powerful trap card. I do play 3 copies of Compulse. Compulse is really good at the moment. Yeah, it does target, but being able to just spin your opponent's cards back to the deck, or back to the hand, or extra deck, is just very, very powerful, and searchable of Lilith. I do play 2 copies of Paleozoic Dynamiscus. So you do have cards that you want to discard. Get them out of your hand. Just being able to banish your opponent's fingers as well, and then revive this off your other trap cards through its effect is actually pretty good. 1 copy of Metaverse to get again that layer of darkness on the field, and then 1 copy of Trap Trick. You can play more copies of this. I just like to have the 1 copy in all honesty, just because you reveal this off Lilith along with 2 other traps, and then you know no matter what you're gonna get that trap card that you want. So I like to have the 1 Trap Trick just for that bit of consistency. I don't want to see Trap Trick too much. In all honesty, I kind of just want to see it off Lilith. So there's that as well. So that's it for the main deck. Moving on to the extra deck. For Link 4s, I'm playing 1 Topologic Bomber, 1 Topologic Zero Boss, and 1 copy of Borderline Dragon. Zero Boss is something I'm really enjoying at the moment. Just because your decks don't like to be banished. Like if you banish your opponent's stuff, it really hinders them. They can't get the resources back. And being able to just Zero Boss them, like on the end phase or something, off your layer, because you can get the Zero Boss, and if they pass turn, if you tributed their cards, you can then just go, okay, cool, token to Zero Boss, zone Zero Boss, banish everything. During your standby phase, Zero Boss comes back really big. So Zero Boss is really good for that. For that kind of instance, I might play a few more tribute cards other than just the Guard Dragon Cataclysm. So I may play something like, I don't know, Enemy Controller or something like that, or a Virus's cards. So I may put that in the side deck. But at the moment, Zero Boss is a good target. Bomb is just generic, just an easy, strong Link 4 to go into. And Ball Load is, if you do have those resources, you can make a Ball Load and start stealing their stuff. The ace of the extra deck, though, is the Heretic Seal of Heavenly Spheres. I've preached about this a lot in this profile. Just an overall amazing card in this deck, just through Layer of Darkness itself. I am playing 1 copy of Galaxy Spiral Dragon. Galaxy Satellite Dragon, sorry. It is for your big boss monster, essentially, of the extra deck, the thing that you want to get into if you can, and helps go for the OTK, or just big damage. I'm playing 1 copy of Bewitched Apprentice. because with the layering field, everything's going to become dark, so you can get a nice little easy link to go into, a nice little power boost. One copy of Guard Dragon LP and Pisty for those Guard Dragon plays, and which can be done quite easily, to be honest. If you just open the, I know it's a weird hand, if you just open up with the Nebula, a level 8, and one of the little Guard Dragons, like, you can go into the Guard Dragon play. You don't play when I start this medal, which you can do if you want, but I just like to have these two just for those little bits of consistency. And then one copy of Link Spider, because you know those tokens can go into this, and if you do somehow get Nibiru'd, you can then just turn that token to a Link Spider and then do something with it. And then moving on to the Xyz, I play 5 of them in the forms of the big boss of the deck, and for the rank up card, Neo Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon, along with its Tachyon form. Neo Tachyon can tribute 2 monsters on the field to attack monsters 3 times. So I checked the rulings with the other guys at Zephyr. You have to tribute one of theirs, just because Lair states if you're tributing a monster, you can tribute one of your opponent's monsters. So you tribute one of theirs and one of yours, and this card can attack monsters 3 times. So if you make the satellite and then make this afterwards, you can then just go, okay, Neo Tachyon, tribute your monster and my satellite. So now he can attack monsters 3 times, and then you can attack directly. If they got no monsters on board, then you can use satellite to banish itself, make Neo Tachyon 10/7. 10/7 half damage. That's like 5/350. Like that's 5/350 directly to the face. That is really strong. I played a 197 to just help get him out easier. And then I played just a tiny full armor package of 1 Cypher Dragon and 1 full armor dragon, just because Cypher Dragons steal their monster and then make full armor on top, pop something. So, and then you can link off with that, make like your satellite dragon, or if it was a dragon you stole, or like a Wee Witch's Apprentice if you have the layer in play. So your options are there for you. But guys, that's the profile, that's the deck. I hope you all enjoyed it. It's a really interesting take personally on Lair of Darkness, and it's a build that I'm really happy to stick with. It really surprises people, it will surprise people, and then you can just really get off some really cool plays with it. And abusing Hieratic Seal and Heavenly Spears is just too good to pass off. So, as always guys, like, comment and subscribe. Until next time, as always, happy dueling.
What's up YouTube, Dan here from Zephyr Games. Thanks for watching that video. If you liked it, please hit that big thumbs up button in the bottom corner as well. And don't forget to hit the big red subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything. And make sure you click that notification bell as well so you know every time one of our new videos goes up. Throughout the whole year of 2019, we're going to have more deck profiles, duels, and of course pack openings for you guys to watch and enjoy the entire year round. So stay tuned for more, and as always guys, happy dueling.